Hey you guys, happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. You and your families are safe. I wanted to just give a quick video instead of doing a virtual call this week because I don't have very much to share. I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I've been noticing over the last couple of weeks while you guys are turning in your assignments. And then I also want to give you a focus for this week while you're doing your reading and book club. Also, I thought this is a good way for you to be able to go back and rewind what I said in case you have questions. Of course, you can always email me as well if you do have questions outside of what I've mentioned here as well. But before we get started, make sure that you grab a pen and a piece of paper or something that you can type in the notes, because I am going to tell you guys a couple of things that you might want to jot down. Also, if you're at home and your parent or your guardian is around, this will be a good opportunity to include them in, to let them watch it so that way they can know what's going on as well. Or if they have access to Schoology, you can let them know that this video is here. Last thing before I jump into what I'm going to talk about, I'd like you guys to go ahead and like this post, because I want to make sure that you guys are seeing this, and I want to know who's actually seeing it. If enough people are seeing the videos, then I will make sure to continue to send them. So with that being said, we're going to get started. I am going to make this really brief. I promise. Y'all know I be talking. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and try to make it brief. I'm going to look down for my notes quite often, but other than that, we're going to get started. Let's start off with some positive things. A lot of you are really consistent with asking me questions if you have any questions, which I really appreciate it. And just kudos to you guys for taking responsibility for your education, holding yourselves accountable to doing those things every day, and you guys know who you are. Also, I want to say that you're doing really well on some of the assignments as well. Please continue to ask questions if you have them, to not only myself but also to Coach K if you need. And know that I'm here to support you guys, and your education is the most important thing to us. So continue doing that. If you guys have questions, know that you can always reach out. Some things that I'm noticing is that I want to make sure that you're using the technology in an acceptable way. There are consequences, you guys, to misusing the discussion boards and just using technology inappropriately. So let me give you some examples. Inappropriate use of technology would be you posting comments that are inappropriate, derogatory, things that you wouldn't feel good about posting, or that you wouldn't want your mom to see posting. So those are some things that I would consider unacceptable. Also, of course, my lines of communication are always open to you guys during my office hours, but please, I would ask and encourage you guys to not message me late at night, because of course I'm not going to get to that message. It's not even helpful for you. And make sure that it's school appropriate. If we're not talking about the school, if we're not talking about your homework, then we really don't need to be talking about it, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. In addition to that, what I'm noticing is that a lot of you are using, how do I say this? While I think it's very resourceful for you guys to go onto Google and use your resources, use your skills and research skills to find some answers, it is not acceptable or appropriate for you to copy and paste what you find in Google into your discussions. There are consequences for this as well. That be you getting a 0 on the assignment and being made to redo it. And if it is repeatable, you will also get a phone call to the parent, because this is an integrity issue after a while. You have to do the right thing. You guys have the ability to be at home. We can't oversee you. But essentially, you don't want to cheat. You can't be cheating in life. You know, you have to do the right thing. And no, yeah, you might get away with it a couple of times, but after a while, your teachers do know when students are not being, are not doing the right thing. So just know that do your best to have your own answers, and if you do need to use someone else's answers, like if you Google something and you find that how they said it was better, make sure that you're putting it into your own words as much as possible, and that sort of thing. And give credit to the author. You guys, you know what that's called. It's called plagiarism when you use someone else's work. So at this point, I'm going to assume goodwill, meaning I'm going to assume that nobody intentionally is using someone else's work without giving them credit. But after this situation, we will be dealing with that harshly. Okay. Another thing is you guys have a lot of past due homework, so make sure that make sure that you log into Schoology a couple times a week and see what you have past due. At this point, we're only reading pages 40 through 60 of the book, and so everything else has to be read as well as actively learned. Those questions need to be answered, and those discussion questions need to be turned in. You do have an incomplete or a missing in those spaces if you have not completed anything in Schoology. Again, like I mentioned a couple of times on previous posts, that I will be calling parents to those of you who have not turned in a significant amount of work. So that's all I have for that housekeeping stuff. Let's get into what I want you to focus on. So last week we introduced you to the character Montag. Montag is a firefighter in this novel, and as you suspected, he is not responsible for putting out fires, but by starting them. So it's a really cool different way to think about what we know as firefighters right now. So hopefully you caught wind to that. I asked you to figure out what your first impressions of Montag is, and we're going to track over time how your character, how your protagonist changes. And so last week you made a first impression of him. You decided who he was, what you thought about him, what were your initial thoughts. This week I want you to do two things. I want you to focus on the setting. And if you remember, the setting is the time period, the place, and the atmosphere or mood, right? We talked about, like, what is the mood? How does the author want you to feel about what's going on in this society right now? So first of all, what the setting is. So where is he? Where is he? What time is he in? And what's going on? What's the mood? And then two, how does that setting affect his character or change his character? So in other words, how does where he grew up, how does where he was raised, how does the time period, how does the society, how does the mood affect or contribute to who he is as a person, right? So I want you to look at those two things as you're reading, and basically I want you to keep a mental note of that. I want you to figure out what the setting is and how does the setting change this person. And how you can go about tracking this is, as you're reading, I'd like you to annotate and actively learn. You guys can put your own notes there on the side, because you can expect that there will be a question about it on your discussion. Your discussion question will be about that this Thursday. I want to give a couple of expectations about discussion questions, and I do want you to write this down. Discussion questions, in order for you to get full credit, my expectation is that you're writing in full, complete sentences. They are not numbered, they are not bulleted. They are full, complete sentences in a paragraph form. And then on those assignments, I expect them to be at least five sentences long, depending on the amount of questions, but I will always specify for you, okay? They will also need to be in your own words. They are not to be plagiarized or copied and pasted from Google. That is plagiarism, and that is cheating and will result in a 0. So I wanted to give you some solutions instead of just talking about the consequences. What happens if you don't understand the reading? Well, there are a couple of things that I want you to do. I want you to first try looking it up. Use those resources that you are given. The internet is a great tool for you to look up some of the answers. But when you look it up, try synthesizing that information by putting it in your own words. Try to think about, what does this really mean? How can I put this into words that I understand? Okay. If that doesn't work, you can text or email or talk to a peer about it. There are so many people at home now. Everybody wants somebody to talk to at this point in time. Talk to each other about what's going on, and maybe someone else can provide a better explanation for you. And then, of course, you can contact me during those times that I've allotted. I'm here in the morning from 10 to 11:30, and then from 1 to 3 in the afternoon, your requests will be answered within that time, and also giving me 24 hours outside of that time to answer. So that's all I have for today. That is what I want you guys to focus on for the week. There will be one more upload for the remainder of part 1 of Fahrenheit 451, and then there will be a discussion question posted on Thursday. On Friday, I'm asking that you guys do go back and complete any missing assignments. Although if you don't want me, or if you don't want your parent called by tomorrow on Thursday, then I recommend you knock those past due assignments out like today. So anyways, you guys, I hope everything is well with you. That's all I got. If you have any questions, again, message me within the office hours, and I will get back with you probably tomorrow, okay? So I hope y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.